Welcome to Ask the Edmonds Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple and Sergeant Shane Hawley. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. We're going to talk about left turn lanes on Highway 99, in particular in Edmonds. I think this is where people wonder. There's that middle lane that some of us refer to as suicide lanes because there's some danger involved from time to time because you might have people coming different directions in those middle lanes to make a turn. But the question was, what happens when you know you've got a left turn coming up down the road and you see a bunch of traffic backed up maybe and you're wondering, well, maybe I can get over a little early and kind of bypass traffic and get into that left turn lane. I'm sure there's some rules regarding that.
There are some rules regarding that. So let's talk about turns in general.
Yes.
To begin with. So I know people like to look some of this stuff up and like fact checked me. So that's fine. I'm good with that.
You better be sure you're right then.
Well, so here it is. It's RCW 4661.290.
Okay.
So 61.290. And reality is most people want to look up the rules of the road and where turning and stopping and all that sort of stuff. RCW 46 is motor vehicles, and then 61 is rules of the road.
Okay.
So and it's a long list of stuff.
Yeah.
So all the DUI stuff is in there too.
Okay.
So .290, and this one is hard to find. I knew it was in there when I went to look it up. I'm like, where is that? It is titled Required Position and Method of Turning at Intersections.
There you go.
Wow, that's a long title for how do you make a turn. Okay, it covers 3 specific types of turns. Right-hand turns. So let's talk about those real quick. If you're going to make a right-hand turn, you need to make it from the lane closest to the curb, and you need to turn into the lane closest to the curb.
Right.
Pretty straightforward. Hug the curb.
Right.
We see this on the highway sometimes. You have a dedicated right-hand turn lane. Someone last minute realizes, I need to turn right, and they're one lane over, and they turn.
And they just turn.
And they turn.
Drives me crazy.
So dangerous. Can't do that. And even if there was no dedicated turn lane, let's say it's just both straightforward, you need to be in the furthest lane to the right, closest to the curb, and turn into the closest lane.
Okay. Left-hand
turns, essentially the same thing. Furthest lane to the left, turn into the closest lane towards the center line, to the left.
Which doesn't happen very often, by the way.
I know, people turn out.
Oh, yeah, they know they're going to make a right turn right away. They turn into the right lane, and I see it all the time.
Yeah, well, it says when practical.
Oh.
It does have that in there.
Okay.
So, and because you're supposed to make signals 100 feet before making a turn and so forth. But, I mean, there's obviously distances where you're just unable to do that. You wouldn't be able to do that and still get over after making a left turn, make a sudden right turn.
Got it.
So it says when practical.
Okay.
That's why when making free right turns, you need to be very careful.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll get to your beloved suicide lane, as you like to call it. Two-way turn lane. This is also in the exact same statute. Okay. The reality of them is they are for left turns. Okay. Both directions get to turn left. You see them most prominently on the highway, areas where there's a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
Okay. You cannot overtake or pass a vehicle in the two-way turn lane.
All right.
So if traffic's backed up, you don't get to go shooting down the middle of the highway to try and cut in, at the last minute.
Okay.
300 feet.
Okay.
You got 300 feet of driving available in there, and after that, you're not supposed to be using it.
Which is really not that much space, right?
It's a football field.
Yeah, yeah. So as you're looking down that roadway, you can kind of eyeball it and know that you really have to wait a while to get over.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And you're supposed to signal your turn 100 feet before making your turn.
Okay.
So if you're in there, you need to signal 100 feet before making your turn.
Okay.
That's basically it in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, good to know.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people do that, but I've sure seen it happen. So good information.
Yeah, we keep an eye out for that. That's one thing. I've stopped several people for long travels in the two-way turn lane.
Well, especially the way traffic is these days.
Yeah.
It's very tempting to do that.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. Very good. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back again soon with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop.